Hello, and thank you for joining me this morning for our gentle yoga flow. My name is Susan, and today we're going to talk about the concept of luck. So I'm actually starting this recording, or I'm doing this recording, and it's Friday the 13th today. So I'm not sure if you guys know that, but it got me thinking. We think about Friday the 13th, and maybe images that come to mind are like a black cat, or you might be remembering the idea of walking under a ladder is going to bring you bad luck, or various other things, right? And so it got me thinking about luck, and it's really a fun concept. Like just the idea that maybe once in a while life gives you a windfall of fortune, or maybe things go wrong for no apparent reason. And usually when people talk about luck, they regard it as something that exists outside of themselves, right? That the universe is in charge of it. The typical view is that luck in and of itself is completely random. And maybe that sometimes people are just born lucky. But I believe the truth is that we all contribute to everything we experience in life. Each of us has the innate ability to create the lives that we want to live. And what really makes luck is you. In fact, the very teachings of our yoga practice, our attitudes, is what manifests luck. When we practice gratitude, we find more to be grateful for. When we choose acceptance, we don't suffer dissatisfaction. When we listen to our intention, the intention that we set at the beginning of a yoga practice, or maybe you're in the habit of setting an intention at the beginning of your day, we end up going where the truth is. When we keep trying, we can't fail. In yoga philosophy, karma is that same principle. You might have heard the word karma before. And most people associate karma with something bad happening, right? Like, I don't know, a simple example. If you're at the store and you're checking out and something doesn't get charged, and so you basically got this item for free, right? Maybe you have the idea or the attitude that that's going to come back at you. Or if you are taking a disadvantage of someone else, right? Or taking advantage of someone else's disability, that luck, that karma is going to come back at you. But karma is actually a two-sided coin. It's really just a simple principle of cause and effect. And it takes the mystery out of luck. Karma essentially is you give or you get what you give. It's not punishment and reward. There's no scoreboards. There's nobody keeping track. Just simply stated, what we put out comes back to us. And through the lens of gratitude, we have the ability to be our own four-leaf clover and affect the quality of our lives. Gratitude itself opens up the door to a life never imagined. Where we focus, our attention grows. What are you focusing your attention on? Our intention is meant to manifest what it is that we want to call into our lives. So as you set your intention today, think about that. All right. So as we get ready to start our practice today, we will be using a blanket for our opening. If you don't have a blanket, a rolled up towel works just as well. And we'll use at least one yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, substitute something else. A firmly rolled blanket, a pillow, something like that will work just fine. So we'll take this blanket, roll it up loosely, not real firm, and I'll place this blanket on my mat about a quarter of the way down or so, and have it horizontal to be supported underneath shoulder blades. So not under the shoulders, shoulder blades, or like bra line, okay? Alternate for this, you could take the blanket and place it lengthwise, so you lay on it along the spine, all right? Your choice. I'll take mine horizontally, and then just go ahead and lie back. Scooching yourself in. You might choose to extend the legs out long, taking the arms above this blanket or roll with the palms up. If legs completely extended doesn't work, is not appropriate for you, feel free to bend the knees, bring feet to the floor, and let the knees tent in. As you get yourself settled, let's all take a full deep breath in together. And exhale, sigh it out. Again, full breath in. And exhale, sigh it out, just letting go of all of the things that have held your attention from your day so far. And if it's comfortable, soften and close the eyes, closing the lips. So we start to breathe just in and out through the nose. Take a moment as you settle in to arrive. Right? We've rolled out our yoga mats, we've set up our equipment, our props. But now arrive. Allow a moment to mentally scan the physical body head to toe, so that you can tune into your starting point today. Notice all of the places in your body that are connected to your mat, to the floor, to the earth, and allow those places to sink a little more deeply. Now turn your awareness to your breath. Breathing in and out. Stay connected to the sensation of each and every breath. Each breath in and each breath out. And using the props in the way that we have them now physically opens the heart, front of the body. Let's begin our practice today with gratitude. Think of maybe 5 things, big or small, that you are grateful for in your life right now in this moment. Gratitude takes practice. The effects of gratitude take practice. If we can get into the habit of beginning and ending our day with gratitude, gratitude can unlock a life never imagined. Luck. I say luck, quote unquote, luck is really a manifestation of our attention. So what are you putting your attention on? As you set your intention for our practice today, keep that in mind. And whenever you lose focus or you get distracted during our practice, come back to that intention. Keep coming back to that intention. Each and every time you bring your awareness back to what you're trying to grow in your life, it allows a better opportunity for that to manifest in your life. Where you place your attention grows, good or bad. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. And if legs are extended, bend the knees, bringing feet to the floor. And roll to one side or the other. Using the arms, press yourself up. Remove the blanket. You can set it off to the side. We're probably done with it for our practice today. And then return to lying on your back just for a moment and hug the knees into the chest. Rocking the hips, the knees side to side. I always feel this really great expansion in my upper back. Once I take the roll out, I just feel like my whole upper back is just like, Now your choice. We'll come up to seated. So you can either do this by rolling to one side or the other, or rocking forward and back on your spine to bring yourself up to seated. And just come to a simple cross-leg position, Sukhasana. It doesn't matter which foot is in front or on top. Just sit up tall for easy pose. And once more, allow your eyes to soften and close and remind yourself of any intention you set. Like your eyes open. Place the hands back behind you for support. Doesn't matter which direction the fingertips face. Lift the shoulders up, back, and down, and open the chest, open the heart. Just a little chest expansion. And exhale, release that. Place the hands on top of the knees. Just a few seated cat and cows. Inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone and round. Good, twice more. Inhale, lift, and exhale, round. Beautiful. Up nice and tall. Let's uncross the legs. Take the feet wide out in front of you. Place the hands back behind once more. Just a little bit of movement in the hips. Allow those knees to go side to side. Just starting to wake things up a little bit more as we prepare for some bigger movements today. And then go ahead and flip on over onto hands and knees. As we come onto hands and knees, place the hands right underneath the shoulders, fingertips spread wide, evenly distributing your weight all the way through the palm of the hand, all the way out into the fingertips. Look back at the knees, they're hips distance apart. We'll do cat and cows here. As you inhale, draw the heel of the hands back without moving them to open the chest. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone and round the spine, looking to the belly or to the thighs. Let's take 3 more of those on your own. Inhaling to open. Exhale, round. Good, 2 more. Beautiful. 1 more inhalation to open the heart. And as you exhale, send hips back to the heels for child's pose. And we'll do extended child's pose. So keep your arms extending forward. Just pausing for a moment, feeling a nice stretch in the back of the hips, the low back, maybe through the underarms, backs of the arms. Inhale, come back up onto all fours, and now all the way down onto your bellies. All the way down on the belly. We'll take a variation of Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. So let's begin by bringing your forehead to the floor and palms face down under the shoulders as a start position. Now walk your hands out wider, so they might even be wider than the mat, and then walk them forward. So hands are wider than the shoulders and forward of the shoulders. Now come up onto your fingertips like you're cupping the earth. This will allow the elbows to lift. So even with our chest down on the ground and forehead on the ground, I'm feeling opening in the front of the body. Let's roll the shoulders back and lift the chest. So this is like a spider cobra. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, and exhale, come all the way back down. We'll do this a couple of times, moving with the breath. As you inhale, bring yourself up, chest open. Exhale, come back down. Good, twice more, lift and open. Good, one more, lift. Well, stay here, stay open, stay lifted, shoulders away from the ears, heart open, elbows lifting. And exhale, release all the way down, forehead to the floor. Good, bring the hands in underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up off of the floor, coming to all fours, curl your toes under. So we have two options here. We could take puppy dog pose. So staying on all fours or staying on the knees, just extend the arms forward and drop the chest. So this is puppy dog pose, or feel free to lift the hips up and back for Adho Mukha Svanasana or downward facing dog. Yogi's choice. Will stay here a couple of breaths. If you're in dog pose, hips are up high, heels are reaching to the earth, and the spine is really long. If you're in puppy dog pose, we're extending and lengthening through the arms, through the spine. Exhale, release the knees to the floor if you're in down dog. And please step your right foot forward. Right foot forward between the hands. If you have blocks, this is a great place to bring blocks in and place them on either side of the front foot. Walking the foot forward enough so that when you drop the hips forward, we're feeling some kind of stretch in the front of your left hip or thigh, right? Make sure the front foot heel is all the way down on the floor, right? Blocks can be here for support to kind of bridge that gap between the floor and your hands. And in our kneeling lunge, lengthen the spine, look forward, heart open today, practicing with gratitude. Take one more breath in here. And as you exhale, shift your hips back and lengthen the right leg out in front of you. You may either flex the foot or keep the toes pointed. Lengthen the spine, so lengthening over the extended leg. Let's move between those two postures dynamically with the breath a few times. As you inhale, rebend the right knee, shift the hips forward, look up. Either keep the hands on the floor here or feel free to lift the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, shift the hips back and lengthen the leg again. Inhale, rebend the front knee, look forward, look up. Remember, option to lift the arms. And exhale, shift back. Just warming up these big muscles, these big joints in the body for more movements to come. Inhale to your lunge again. And exhale back. Let's take one more here. Inhale. And exhale. Rebending the front knee. Take the right leg and step it back once more to all fours. And then once more, yogi's choice, either puppy dog pose, staying on the knees and stretching back, or downward facing dog. We'll be here just 2 or 3 breaths. Wherever you're at, can you notice and sense differences side to side? Just tuning in. On an exhale, knees come back to the floor and step the left foot forward. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So left foot forward, option to use the blocks or not. And as well, it doesn't matter so much if both hands are inside the knee versus hands straddling the knee, if that works better for your body. We inhale, we lengthen the spine, checking your positioning, right, to make sure that the left foot is forward enough that we're feeling stretch in the back leg. On an exhalation, shift the hips back and lengthen the left leg out. Inhale, shift forward, look up. Exhale, shift back. And shift forward. There is always that option to lift the arms if you wish. And exhale, shift back. Twice more. Rebend the knee. Take the left leg back. Returning once more to either child's pose, puppy dog pose, or downward facing dog. And if you're in puppy dog pose, shift up to down dog just for a breath, as we're going to walk the hands now back to your feet. So hands walk back to your feet at the back of your mat. Knees stay softly bent. On inhalation, hands on your shins, look forward and lengthen the spine. Exhale, rebend, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, and then press into the feet. Bring yourself all the way up to stand. And bring hands to heart center. If it's comfortable, soften and close your eyes. Reconnect with your intention. Where you focus your attention grows. So what are you growing in your life? And release the arms down by your sides. Just take a moment to check your feet, bringing the feet so they're hips distance apart. Heels are underneath your knees, standing tall. And Tadasana, mountain pose, is more than just standing. We're pressing the feet down, energizing and activating the legs, feeling that energy draw right up through the center of the body, up to the crown of the head. Let's inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And we'll take a standing crescent moon. Bring the left arm down by your side. Inhale again, lengthen the right side of the body, and then exhale over, lateral bend to your left. Opening up the whole right side of the body, the right side ribs and lungs and hip. Inhale, bring yourself all the way back upright, 2 arms reaching high, and then exhale the other direction. Right fingertips reach down, left goes up and over. Couple breaths here now, opening up the side waist. Side ribs. Inhale, rise up tall. Let's do that dynamically a couple of times, side to side, over to the left, stretching the right. Inhale up, lateral bend to the right, stretching the left side. Great. One more time each direction. Inhaling up tall. And bring hands to heart center once more. Take a big in breath here. And as you exhale, we'll sit back to Utkatasana, chair pose. So hips go back, weight stays back into the heels. So I'll turn sideways. So I'm not sticking the butt forward, shifting the hips forward. Butt goes back. Knees stay relatively stacked over the hips. You can keep the hands here at heart center, at the hips, or extend the arms up overhead, find length in the spine, and then exhale the arms to cactus shape. So elbows are back, chest and heart is open. We'll take a few breaths here. Focusing on keeping our heart really open, this whole space between the heart center and the two shoulder blades just open. Manifesting gratitude today. Inhale, stretch the arms up tall, straighten the legs, and lower the arms down. Let's shake those legs out a bit. Go ahead and turn on your mat so you take a wide stance. So I'm facing the long edge of my mat. You can do the same thing so we stay on it. And just take a nice wide stance. If you're using, actually, I'll go ahead and place my blocks up here just in case I want to use them. But if you have blocks, you can place them on either side of the mat so they're available for you. Nice wide legs. We'll take Trikonasana or triangle pose. And we'll do this to the right first, to your right. So I'll pick up my left heel and turn it back, and then turn my right toes out to the right. So as I look at the alignment of my feet, my front heel, the right one, intersects about with the middle of the back foot. Adjust that width for stability for you. Now, triangle pose, two straight legs. So energize the legs, press the feet down, especially grounding down through big toe mound of your front foot and pinky toe mound of the back foot. Of course, if the hamstring on the front leg, on that right leg is tight, you're more than welcome to keep a little bend in that knee, okay? Let's start with the hands on the hips and allow your right hip to dip down a little bit. So almost like you got the teenager with the attitude, right? All right. Keep your left hand on your hip and take right arm and extend it forward. Now really reach that right arm forward. The more you reach the arm forward, we're keeping the right side of the waist really nice and long. That right hip dips down even more. And then from here, drop the right arm down. So you can just let the fingertips graze the shin or the knee. If you've got that block handy, feel free to take that block and place fingertips on the block. Right? So we're not pushing down wherever you're at. There's a lift and a length here. So we want to keep both sides of the waist nice and long. Top arm can either stay on the hip or extend it straight up overhead. Let's take a few deep breaths here. One more breath. And let's rotate to look down. Walking both hands around to your left, we'll come into a wide leg forward bend. Be sure that you reposition your feet so the feet come to parallel. Just let the whole upper body weight drop down. Legs are relatively straight. Again, depending on the tightness on the back of your legs, you might have some bend in the knees. Hands can stay here supported under the shoulders or walk them underneath you for a little deeper stretch in that back side of the body.
Energetically taking the inner thighs back and apart, finding a little more broadness in the back of the pelvis. And if you've walked the hands back, walk them forward. Take your right hand and place it right in the center. So it's like directly under your face, either flat on the floor, or you could have that block there as well for a little extra height. Right hand's going to stay on the block. Take left arm and stretch it out to the left so it's parallel to the floor. On inhalation, lengthen both sides of the waist. And as you exhale, twist to your left. Left arm reaching up to the sky. Now, always remember in your body, if you have anything going on with the arms, with the shoulders, you're always welcome to keep the upper arm down, right? You might even keep that left hand on the hip or the low back. Just opening the heart, twisting, open. Beautiful. Exhale, untwist. Take hands, both hands to your hips. Inhale, lift yourself all the way up. Let's do that on the other side. Now we'll take triangle to the left. So right heel turns back, left toes turn to the left. Again, 2 straight legs rooting and grounding through the feet. Starting with right hand on the hip, left arm extending forward. Allow that left hip to drop down as we lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Left arm forward, keeping the left side of the waist really long, so we don't want to dump into it. And then just allow the left arm to drop down, maybe again grazing the shin or fingertips to the block. Right arm either at the hip, the low back, or extend the arm up to the sky. Few deep breaths here. Remind yourself, especially in these longer holds that we're here, what your intention is. Or maybe keep reminding yourself of the things that you're grateful for. Building your own luck. On inhalation, open the heart. As you exhale, right hand comes down. Walk both hands around to your right until we're in a wide leg forward fold once more. Taking a couple of breaths here. And let's take our twist. Walk the hands back out. So left hand will be right underneath the face, either on the floor or on a block. Right hand can start at the hip. Take an inhalation, lengthen the spine, lengthen right arm out to the side, and then twist open to the right. One more breath. Exhale, untwist. Both hands come back down. If you're using the block, you can set it out of the way. Hands on your hips. Inhale, look forward, lengthen, press into the feet and bring yourself all the way upright. Depending on your energy levels today, either step or hop your feet together. Come all the way up, shake those legs out. Whew. I got a little bit of a hot flash going on right now. And we are working a little bit, so bringing our body heat up. All right. Go ahead and turn back toward the short end of your mat. And we'll take Warrior One posture, Virabhadrasana 1. So begin by starting in mountain pose. So heels underneath
your hips. Keep your right foot forward. Take your left leg and step it back. Now, in Warrior One, try to leave a little bit of distance between your hips. So as I face towards you, right now you can see that I've got the heels in front of one another, but this kind of locks my hips a little bit. So my hips right now are actually facing off to the side. If you give yourself a little bit more room, so now you can see I've got space between my heels, I can allow those hips to come around a little bit more. All right. So Warrior One, back leg is our anchor. So we're really going to firm up into that left leg. Press the pinky toe side of the foot back down. Keep this leg really firm, even squeezing the glute. And then bend the right knee until the right knee is about over the ankle. Now, if this causes you to overly arch the low back, we lift the front of the hips to bring a little more stability in the pelvis. We've got options in our Warrior One. Typically, we take Warrior One with the arms up overhead. For today, because our focus is opening the heart, you might choose cactus arms, right, as we did earlier. Or if it's available, take the arms back behind you, interlace, reach the knuckles toward the floor as you lift and open the heart. We'll stay here for 3 breaths, please. Whatever variation you've chosen with your arms, release it, arms by your sides. Pick up your left heel and then push off the left foot and step forward. Shake the legs out. Let's set that up for side 2. Left foot stays forward now. Right foot goes back. Make that same alignment check, right? Enough space between the heels so that the hips can face forward. Pelvis is neutral. Power into the back leg, pinky toe side of the right foot presses down. Bend the left knee until the knee is over the ankle. Lift the front of the hips to take out the arching in the low back. And decide what variation you'd like with the arms. You could do the same thing you did before or try something different. If you're interlacing the hands, when you interlace behind you, interlace the opposite way. Not church in a steeple opposite way, but just opposite index finger on top. One breath more. If you've interlaced the hands, release them. If you've got cactus arms, release them down by your side. Pick up the back heel and then push off the back foot to step forward, shaking those legs out. All right. Garudasana or eagle pose is next. I love to do this posture with a block. So if you have a block, a firm one, grab your block and place it on your mat outside your, now I'm mirroring you guys, so I'm actually on the opposite side, but for you, place it on the outside of your right foot, okay? And I have it flat down. It's just an option, you don't have to use it. I just think it's a really great tool here. So starting with Tadasana or mountain pose with our feet positioning, take a little chair. So I'm not going into my deepest chair, just a little bit of a bend in the knees here. And then cross left leg over the right, just like you're sitting in a chair crossing your legs. The more you bend that right knee, the easier the cross is. And then I use the block as like a little kickstand. Okay. If you're not using the block, feel free to keep the foot lifted or even wrap those toes all the way around. Okay. Keep squeezing these legs together. This will give you more stability in your legs. All right. So we have the left leg on top. We'll add the arms as well. Take your arms out nice and wide. And then we'll cross the left arm under the right. So the elbows cross. Option 1, hands go to shoulders. Option 2, backs of the hands or even palms together. Wherever you're at, you're squeezing the legs together and you're squeezing the elbows and the arms together, getting this really beautiful opening in the upper back. Elbows are lifting, the shoulders are dropping. One more breath here. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Uncross everything out wide. Shake it out. If you're using that block, slide it over to the other side. So we've got the block now outside the left foot. And then take your little half chair, crossing now right leg over the left. Squeezing those legs together, keep the chest lifted, the low belly lifting. Take the arms out wide like a T. And now we take the right arm under the left. Remember our options with the arms, maybe hands to shoulders, backs, or palms together. Elbows lift, shoulders draw down. Remind yourself of your intention. This breath here. And inhale up, open everything out wide, shake the arms, shake the legs out. Let's come all the way down and take a seat now. Bring your block with you. And actually, I said take a seat, but I'd like you to go all the way down and come onto your back. Have that block nearby. We'll take bridge pose, but before we take bridge, roll all the way down, hug those knees into your chest, rock a little side to side. And then lower feet to the floor. So the heels are underneath your knees. Feet are about hips distance apart. Press into the feet, lift the hips up, slide that block at whatever height you wish. You can have it at the lowest height, middle height. Just slide it under and place it under the sacrum. So it's above the tailbone, but below the vertebrae. So it should be nice and comfortable here. Let your arms be by your sides with the palms up, or take the arms out in our cactus position. For a supported back bend or a modified supported shoulder stand. I love this posture for, especially with the block under, great decompression for the low back, for the lumbar spine. Let's stay here for about 5 more deep breaths. One more deep breath, please. Bringing the arms back by your sides, press into the feet, lift the hips off the support, slide that block out to the side, and slowly lower your hips all the way down to the floor. And then pause for a moment. Sometimes I feel like I want to move right away, but just take a moment, let your spine return to its neutral shape first. And then we'll hug the knees into your chest. Taking a reclined twist next. So keep the knees hugged in. We've got that block right there. If you want, take your block and place it between the knees. This helps to keep our pelvis in a more neutral position as we twist. It's just an option. You don't have to take it. And then drop both knees over to your right. left arm reaching out to the left, feeling this beautiful opening across the top of the left shoulder. Head can stay neutral. For deeper spinal twist, feel free to turn your head, look toward your left arm. Twists are often associated with detoxing and letting go, release. So you might bring to mind while we're twisting, maybe things that are holding you back from manifesting your intention. What could you let go of that doesn't serve your intention? Maybe it's self-doubt, criticism, judgment. Just let it go. Letting go of the things that no longer serve us, to make room in your heart to be filled with gratitude. Take one more deep breath here. And on an inhalation, we'll bring those knees back up. Make any adjustments here, and then drop both knees over to your left, stretching right arm out to the right, either straight or bend the elbow, possibly turning head to look to your right. What is it that you're still holding on to that keeps you from manifesting your intention? Can you let it go? One more deep breath, please. An inhalation, knees come back up. If you're using the block, release it, set it off to the side. We're done with that. Hug those knees into your chest, rock a little side to side. We're heading to Shavasana next, but if there's something else that you need to do in your practice before we lie down in Shavasana, then do that, right? When you're ready, extend your legs, arms by your sides, palms turn up, and let your eyes soften and close. Just turning your awareness in. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, imagine that you are letting go of everything that has held your attention today. From before this practice, during this practice, just let it all go. Just watching your thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky. Notice what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and let it all go. With each breath, bring your attention closer and closer into yourself, into being here right now. This is your time. Take this time to connect with that deeper part inside of you. The part that knows that they're taken care of and is worthy of love. Trust that everything is as it should be. That you are perfect exactly as you are, where you are. Breathe into the wholeness of who you are. And feel the power of honoring yourself enough to give yourself what you need in this moment. Acknowledge yourself for the strength and courage it takes to nurture yourself in this way. See yourself as a beautiful light and let that radiate forth from your core. Let it open your heart to receive the love and goodness that you deserve. And finally, remind yourself of your intention. Where you focus your attention grows. Feel free to stay here in Shavasana as long as you wish. If you are ready to close your practice, take another deep breath in. Exhale. And then slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat, sitting tall. And please join your hands in Anjali Mudra once more, palm against palm, bowing chin to your chest. Taking one more moment for gratitude, and this one's for you. Gratitude to yourself for valuing yourself enough to take this time for you today. And as always, I thank you for sharing your practice today. Namaste.